And welcome back to Hannity's America. A controversial new documentary called Indoctrinate U goes behind closed doors on college campuses to uncover what's really going on in the academic world. What was discovered is a sea of professors using their time to teach as a political platform to the students and spew biased rhetoric. Take a look.
For all the lip service that's paid to, inclusion and, racial harmony, the exact opposite is what you see on a college campus. I've never been to a more segregated environment than I have here.
I could see a segregationist coming on our campus and completely loving what they're seeing. All the non-white students are stuffed over in the multicultural center. The women are all in the women's center, and the gays are in the gay center.
Well, we're headed towards greater polarization, and I believe that a lot of that has to do with the fact that we've taken identity politics too far.
People are so exquisitely sensitive and so exquisitely vigilant that they end up condescending to black people when actually the idea was to treat black people as equals. Things have changed now, and if we're talking about those things happening because of history, then we're getting further and further from that history.
I have a dream.
Martin Luther King's dream was to open doors for people, not to have the door closed on certain people in favor of other people. And yet, in the name of diversity, universities are judging people based on their color. They do this invoking the name of Martin Luther King, but is that what he really wanted? Was that part of the dream he had?
We're now joined by the filmmaker of Indoctrinate U, Evan Coyne Maloney. You have a new website up, by the way.
Yes, indoctrinateu.com. Tonight we're going to have the trailer on there.
Well, congratulations. First of all, I watched the whole movie, and I enjoyed it. It's a topic that I've dealt with at length here. And I think one of the funnier things is when you were going to these different college campuses, and you'd say, where's the men's studies program? Here's the women's studies over here. I assume the men's studies is over here. Tell us about that.
Well, it just goes to show that there's a way of thinking on campus. Everybody just assumes, well, we need a women's center. But there's a Title IX law that requires gender equity. And it's just to me that nobody even thought, well, if they have a center for this, why don't they have a center for that? It just, I think, illustrates a certain mentality that's prevalent on campus.
Well, you deal with that on gender issues. Race is a big issue, and you focus on this a lot in the movie. You had one instance on a college campus where they invited an African-American author. What was his name? Mason Weaver.
Yeah.
And he had written a book, It's Okay to Leave the Plantation.
Yeah.
And so they put up flyers saying the author of this book is going to be on campus.
That's all they had. They had the time, date, and location of this event. They put this on flyers. They posted around on campus. One of the students was actually brought up essentially on hate speech charges, subjected to an 18-month odyssey. He ended up bringing it to federal court, but he was brought up on charges because they said the flyer that just had the name and date and location of this event was considered hate speech.
Well, when he took it to court, he eventually won. You followed the whole story, and they had to pay, court costs and attorney's fees of about $40,000. But it really does highlight these kids are going to school. There is no room. If you are a conservative and you express your views, you will be discriminated against at our top universities. It's institutionalized. It's really bad.
Yeah, and that's what we're hoping to show here. We're hoping to show that for all the rhetoric that's used in the admissions brochures, that colleges really are stepping on the idea of free thought. And that's really what I think the issue is here. I don't really care what the politics of the people are, but the fact that people are being punished simply for expressing views. And it just so happens that the kind of views that are being punished are the kinds of views that are pretty much uniform.
Through your investigation, would you conclude that one of the most bigoted places in America today is on a college campus?
Well, it's certainly one of the most repressive places as far as free speech goes. Yeah. They are bigoted against a full airing of ideas, I think, is how I would put it.
Isn't it amazing? The one place where it ought to be the bastion of the free and open exchange of ideas and ideals and opinions, it's being stifled on college campuses. Kids tell me all the time, if they don't regurgitate back what their professors say, they suffer with lower grades.
Yeah, we have a lot of people telling us the same thing when we investigated the film.
Indoctrinateu.com.
Yep.
See a trailer. It's a great movie. I enjoyed watching it.
Thank you very much, Sean.